Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Level Up Training System podcast. We got our host here, Dylan. That's me, OG Big Lifts on Instagram. We have Nate Speroni, and then we have Nick Chichi. Nick's Instagram handle is Nick Level Up. Nick NICK LVLUP. And then Nate, what was your Instagram handle?
It's at Nate_pepperoni.
_pepperoni. Peroni the pepperoni. All right. So to start off, we just did regionals up in Albany, New York. It was a 2-day competition for our team. And Nate, why don't you start us off? I believe you were you on day 2 or day 1?
I was on day 2. I was day 2 Sunday morning. Day 2 Sunday morning.
Yeah. Why don't you lead us with how you did?
I did pretty well. Yeah. There we go. I put a new total up. All 3 PRs and all 3 lifts. Squat PR 462, bench PR 303.
Yep.
And then deadlift PR at 540. And then a whole new total. It was like a little over 1,300 for total.
Nice. Very good.
Yeah.
And placing, how did you do in your weight class?
I was in the middle of the weight class for both junior and open.
Yeah, a little bit of room to go up or go down.
Yeah. I wasn't the worst, wasn't the best, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. And tell us, you've been switching over to sumo, right? How long have you been doing sumo?
I've been doing sumo for 5 months plus now, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's been an extended training period for sumo. It's been very productive.
Yeah. Did you find that switching to sumo, your deadlift went up a whole bunch after that?
Oh, yeah. It went up very fast, very quickly.
Yeah. Were you stuck? Was there like a number that it was kind of stubborn, you couldn't get through?
No.
Or it was just like, hey, this feels better, I'm going to switch over?
Yeah, it was more like this feels better.
Yeah.
Hurt my hip pulling, hurt my hip squatting. And I was like, well, I can't hinge, so let's start pulling sumo and see how that goes. And it felt better, so we just continue with the sumo.
Well, and you were able to rehab your hip by the time regionals came.
Yeah, I was able to rehab the hip going into the last meet at Top Strength Project in July.
So going through each of the lifts, did you get any red lights? Was it 9 for 9? Tell us how you did.
The only one I missed was my opening bench, and I blew the press command. That was the only lift I missed the entire meet. Only red lights I got.
You were so excited, though. Like, you had so much energy, so I wasn't really surprised that happened.
It was adrenaline.
You were, like, jumping around, bro. You were on fire.
I felt good. I felt so good after squatting.
Yeah, it was good to see.
So, definitely more than tank on the lifts, too.
That's good.
So,
that's always a good
feeling.
More
than tank on deadlift, that's for sure.
Did you feel pushed a little bit harder in certain areas? Was there like a number that you think you would have gotten if you maybe went?
Probably deadlift. We could have pushed a little heavier. Squat and bench were just about maxed out. Deadlift was pretty easy. I pulled 540. Probably could have gone closer to like 560. Between 5 like heavier on the later in the 550 numbers. Probably could have done like 551 to 562, something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So.
And Nick, you were on day 1, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go over how you did on day 1.
I think I did pretty good. Pretty happy, but just like not satisfied. Just kind of want to got back to training this week and hoping to push. I hit 2 for 3 on squat, 446, 2 for 3 on bench, 281, and 3 for 3 on deadlift, 485. So a 550 total. I think it was like 1210, but not too bad. It's it took a little bit of time off, so it's kind of like I'm starting over again. I feel like, and
it's
big improvement.
When you were at the other meet, that the one we handled you at right before regionals.
Mm.
You hit higher numbers this time than last time.
Yeah, yeah. So I like opened up with my squat and bench press opener, third attempt at this meet. That meet was just kind of like to get my feet wet and try to cut weight and try to fit into a new weight class.
Mhm.
I wasn't as disciplined as I wanted to be going into that, and I definitely dropped the ball within the last month. But there's a lot of stuff going on in my life, like my kids getting off school and like having them, more parenting responsibility and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to train as much. But
But now
it was a good experience.
yeah. So you're getting back into the hang of it.
Yeah, I feel like I have really good momentum. The last like year and a half, I've been coaching myself. So after this competition, I signed up with a coach, and I could see the plan pretty clearly, and it's looking good. So I'm hoping to, go up against Nate at the end of the year and kick his ass.
About that, Nick. We'll see about that.
We got the old guard versus the new blood.
Yeah.
Nick's got some
Yeah.
up to do.
Yeah. I'm already talking shit though.
Yeah.
Point.
All right. So now to go in how I did on regionals. So in my case, we opened up pretty strong with the squat. Third attempt, something went wrong. Like the squat, the 628 was a PR. I did manage to sink it, but apparently I was high. It didn't feel high, and I honestly felt like I could have gone deeper.
Hmm.
I'll just keep that in mind at the next meet. Just try to just focus on getting down and then coming up, and going into bench press. So I something started happening with my butt. I could feel that like it was very hard to keep my butt on the bench. We're gonna have to focus more on our technique. Namely, the biggest thing that I found that really helps is pointing my toes outwards and trying to splay my feet apart. When I'm pushing the feet straight forward, it's like London Bridge. It wants to come up. So, but then we retook. We got 462 for second attempt, and then we did 480, and something happened. I could feel my hips were vibrating violently. The middle of my butt, I could feel it was on the bench and never left. But because my butt was gyrating like this, it was kind of like, you ever seen people do deadlifts, and sometimes if the bar's far enough away from them, they start gyrating their hips like they're in a dance video. For some reason that happened to me, and that's never happened before on the bench press, that my hips would start shaking like that. So I think strength wise, like I was under a bit of stress going into the competition, and a couple weeks prior, I got hit pretty hard with the flu. And for some reason, the prep, I peaked really well. And then at the meet, I wasn't as strong, I feel, with the bench
Hmm.
and the deadlift. But on the deadlift, we did manage to get our opener, so at least I was able to finish. But the other two, the other two deadlifts, the second one, they said soft lock. So I just need to make sure I'm like my shoulders behind the bar. One thing I'm going to be trying to do is switching over to sumo. I find that like for a while I've been kind of stalled around 560. I'm having trouble trying to break through 560. I've just been stuck there for a while, and I find that whenever I'm doing volume work, anytime I go past 2 reps, it starts slaying me to where I have to drop down the weight really far. It's really hard to build capacity. This past weekend, actually no, this past week we actually did a training session just to start off. We did a set of 3 sets of 5 with 375 on sumo. Oh my gosh, it clicked immediately. Being able to do 3 sets of 5 mad easy. It felt like I could have done it with 50 more pounds. So, I think my leverages might just be better for sumo to begin with. For me, it's always been a thing of it's easy to get it off the ground, and the lockout's been the hard part. In my first year of training, one thing I struggled a lot with was hitching. For some reason, I would just get to the top end, and it would just start hitching on its own. It was something that was very hard to overcome, and I think part of that was from just my leverages and how I'm built. So I think by switching over to sumo, I'm going to get a lot more out of my deadlift, and I'm hoping to break 600 and go past beyond. Yeah. But we're gonna, I'm signed up for 2 more meets this year to cap it off. I have bench press worlds in about 7 weeks. It's going to be held back in Albany, so I'll be going back to do bench worlds for the second time. Invite only. I was invited because I placed second place last year, and then I believe it's 2 weeks after that I'll be going to the Massachusetts State Championship to take another chance to try to qualify for nationals next year. And I'll be looking to probably try to see if I can break the squat. What do you call it? The squat record? Because at the competition, had they counted my third squat, that would have been a state record for squat in my weight class. The current record is like 622.
Yeah. So like thinking about your meet and stuff, I think next go around will be better for you. For one, I'm just gonna have you one-on-one, and I think that will definitely help you. The warm-up area regionals, it was very chaotic. That session was Nate's session was the complete opposite. It was super chill. But this session was chaotic. We were loading a lot of weight. There the big boys back there. Unloading, loading. They had people jumping in and out. So that was tough. I think
it was kind of encouraging for me to see that my last warm-up in the warm-up area was heavier than the next guy's heaviest third attempt. So like we did 440 in the warm-up room as our last, and then the heaviest, the next guy over, the heaviest attempt that he did might have been around 429 on the platform. There was only one other person who was at that meet that was, I think, tied with me in bench press, and he was in the unlimited class. He literally just missed weight like by 2.5 kilos. He was 127 kilo, and he did 501. So he was
so he was in the 308.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was 127.
No. If he missed 127, he was in the 308, not the unlimited.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was in the 308 weight class, and he did 501 on his third attempt. So like I think strength-wise, him and I were peers, but I didn't see him in my session. I don't know like where he was.
I think he was on the platform over, on the platform 4.
Yeah. But, other than that, like the two of us were like up here, and then everybody else was like down here. So it was encouraging to see that. When I go to Mass, if everything goes well, I'll break, I think I'll break 4 records at once. So that's what we're looking forward to. We'll break squat record, bench record, single lift bench record, and the total record for the total.
Yeah. So, with these competitions, missing lifts kind of just leaves the door open, right?
Yeah.
So like, you've been handling at a high level before, and the guys that usually make the lifts are usually going to finish at the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, especially if you go from like a first attempt to a second attempt, where you usually take a big jump, right? And you miss it, you're leaving a lot of kilos on the floor, because do you go up to your third, planned attempt, or do you retake your second? What happens if you miss your third? You get stuck with your opener, and that's usually leaving a lot of kilos on the tank. So going forward with you, Dylan, we have to clean it up with, like, not necessarily you're strong enough. You know what I mean? It's just the technique
Gotta play
where
it.
like just clean it up and let your strength show through and make attempts.
Well, and the big thing that can also make a huge difference is training the way you perform. So,
Hmm.
I know it's like one thing that I myself have found that I do sometimes is I'll if I'm doing volume and it's touch and go, and it's like, well, I probably shouldn't be doing that because if I'm bringing down like 427, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not doing that in comp. They're pausing. So
Yeah.
the thing to do is go 1, 2, and then do that for 5 reps. So in this prep leading up to these two meets, I'm going to be definitely focusing on doing additional pauses and dragging out the pauses in order to get more out of the bench, and then trying to reduce leg drive slightly just to avoid my butt coming up and focusing more on trying to build my chest to get the power off the chest because one thing that I've done in the past is use my leg drive to help me get the bar off the chest. But the problem is you don't have the leg drive. Now you can't get it off your chest. You got to build up the chest. Now you can use a little bit less leg drive, avoid your butt coming up, have the bar move up using just the pecs.
I just got to clean it up a bit.
Got to clean it up. Yep.
So Nate, what meet are you gonna do next? What's next for you?
Don't know yet.
We got to pick one so we could go head to head, I guess.
I know. I was
Yeah.
talking, let's see. We have there's one's at Odyssey in December and I think February. There's the Boston Open.
That's what I was kind of eyeing my sights on.
February.
What's that?
That's in February. The Boston
Yeah.
Open, 11th. I was thinking about competing again this year to get my dots as a junior, but I think we'll just skip that over and go to the Open, right to the Open in January, February.
I would like to get another meet in by the end of the year, but I don't want to travel to Maine or New York or nothing like that. So
This
I kind of like want to be
one match
chill.
that are later in the year. This
Yeah,
one, that's like an hour and a half away.
that's fine because you could drive there. So like,
Well,
New
later.
York, New York was pretty crazy. The venue was pretty wild at regionals.
I liked it. I kind of liked the venue. I thought it was going to be a little harder with the upstairs and downstairs issue, but it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I think the reffing and the people running it did a better job than most meets I've been to.
For sure. I
I
thought
think
the
they were a little
venue
more
was
organized.
crazy.
I've done nationals. I've been to Arnold. I've been to Olympia. I think out of all those meets, this year's regional was the most organized meet I've been to, in out of all those high level meets, out of all of them.
For
Yeah, I
sure.
thought it was terrific.
Because like last year at nationals, um, it was like just a total chaotic mess in the day before and the day of for the meet, like the early check-in, and then just getting there. We went there the Friday before or something like that. I went the day before to get the equipment checked done and everything, to check in. We were good. And so we go in the warm-up room the day of the meet, and the guy's like, no, you can't go in to Anthony. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't have a band. So we had to run halfway across the convention center to get Anthony a band to get in, because they forgot to give the athlete the band. I had my coaching band, but they forgot to give the athlete his band the day before.
No.
And it was just a mess. That was at Salt Lake City. That was a mess of nationals. But I think regionals was actually better run and better handled than nationals was the year that I went.
For sure.
Atlanta was pretty sweet. I would say that Atlanta was just a hair above this one, just because we were in the primetime session and like there was like 12 lifters and 12 combo racks, and that was it. But this was on another level to this regionals compared to the first year we did it at the same location in 2023. Having the upstairs was huge because there was bathrooms left, right, and center. We had a big, nice area waiting to go on the platform. I thought that was sick. The lights on the ceiling were awesome. I thought the energy was crazy. The vendors were really good. I thought it was pretty awesome.
Very good.
I thought it was really good meet.
That's where World's Bench is going to be, right, Dylan?
Yep, they're going to hold it right at the same convention center.
That'll be sick.
Yeah, being exposed to that arena right before going back, it'll prepare me for what to expect next time. So when I come back, it's going to be a lot more easy to take in. You know what I mean? Like you get that exposure, it helps calm the nerves.
Yeah,
because it can be nervous.
Yeah, go to the right building. Don't do that.
What?
I
said go to the right building. Don't go to the wrong building at 5:30 in the morning in Albany.
Yeah.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, that's why I called you.
Oh yeah. I was sleeping though.
I went to the wrong building, and I'm chasing my foam roller down a hill because it rolled off my bag. I'm chasing it down. Jess saw me and goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not."
You still performed well.
Dripping in sweat. It's probably why I waited so late.
Yeah, those scales I think might have been a little off.
I think the scale that I have that they have at the gym is off. So I weighed in at 190 before I pulled the 505 yesterday. And then when I got home, I'd eaten food too. When I got home, I was 185. So I think the gym scale might be just a little bit off.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Well, and I weighed in light too. Normally when I go to meets, I'm like 278 and I have to trim down. A few weeks before the competition, I got hit hard with the flu, really bad. And I could hardly eat anything, and I dropped 8 pounds. And then for some reason, leading up to the event, I hadn't even gained the weight back. And even now, I'm still about 2 or 3 pounds underweight. But at the event, when I weighed in, like, oh my gosh, 269. So I was literally 6 pounds underweight. That can affect things, I guess.
Yeah, for sure, especially your bench.
Yeah. I was like 7 kilos light.
Yeah, you were light. You were like a shit away from 181.
I know. I was 183. Yeah. Looked at the poundage. I was like 183.
I was 177.
I was like,
oh. So, as a team, we all did pretty good. I want to just take a minute to talk about other members of the team. Jessica winning her class. Yep. I don't know if you guys watched her session back, but that was pretty epic. She was in a tight class, tight battle where, she totaled 510, PRing her squat with 190, 418, benching 275 and deadlifting 429, 195. And she beat her competitor by 5 kilos. And it pretty much came down to the, third deadlift there, and she performed and executed very well. So super, super happy for her. I'd like to get her on the show and see what she's got to say about it. We had Bryn out in Vegas at the West Regionals. She did very well. A very tight battle over there where I think the competitors in her class were dotsing over 500, and between second and fourth or fifth place, there was like 5 kilos in between. So she did really good. She qualified for nationals, went 7 for 9 on the day. Brian went 9 for 9, and he had a little bit of a hiccup on the equipment check. I don't know if you guys knew about that. They said his knee sleeves were no good, and we had to get him some new knee sleeves. So it was pretty wild. My boy almost wanted to go home. Yeah, well, I'll talk to you about that later, Dylan. What we did, but yeah, we had to get him some new knee sleeves.
They sold them up top, by the way, on the second floor.
That's where we went.
Oh,
Rep Max, whatever they're called.
They had the white toe and the other brands, and yeah, so that was a lot because he's like, yeah, I don't even want to compete. He's like, I was like, we're gonna compete, bro. Like, we're here. So we were able to get him out there, and he performed. He
We're
went
gonna do it.
9 for 9 and did good. But man, what a weekend! Like I'm still tired. Still tired. A week later.
yeah, me too.
Took me a week.
I find that I'm, taking.
Took me a week of matching out the list the rest of the week.
Yeah, I'm also like having an easy time falling asleep, and then it's harder getting up.
Yeah, I could sleep. Speroni's maxing out in the gym. He's gonna be like in week 2. He's gonna be like, I'm fatigued. I'll be like, ah.
I already am. I told you though. I admitted I was gonna go heavy on bench this week.
Guys pulling on the purple noodle bar.
Yeah, the eggplant bar.
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah, eggplant bar.
I miss the bar. It's fun to pull on randomly.
I don't know, man. It's like super thin and like.
I don't have big hands, so like I can pull on it and not have issues.
Yeah, you can hook grip the shit out of that thing.
Is that a deadlift bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas strength deadlift bar.
Yeah. Super noodle.
Just randomly attempted 505, and I put it up. If you look at it, I pulled that last year in December. I pulled 500 then, and if you look at the difference, it's like, wow, it actually moved a lot better and didn't get stuck.
Mm.
Even though we're not training conventional, it's still getting stronger.
Yeah, I think you've gotten a lot stronger.
Crazy.
Done very well.
Yeah.
All the steak I eat.
Oh yeah, we got a good steak after the competition.
Mm.
Yeah, I like that we do that as it's almost like what do you call it? A tradition at this point. Anytime we have a competition, we go out to eat afterwards and load up with protein. It's like my favorite thing to do after a comp.
It's a good time. I'm usually I've been cutting the last 2 meats, and boy, have I been looking forward to that meal afterwards. Yeah.
I gotta cut down too, Nick.
The cut was brutal, bud.
I gotta cut down some weight to catch up to you.
Are we gonna do this by dots or total? What do you want?
I already win by total, but
I don't know about. We'll see in February, but
we'll see in February.
We might have to run it in December.
Can we give Nick an honorary Masters 1 multiplier?
Yes.
No.
I think he's earned it at this point.
I'm gonna come in at like 82.5, just at the top of the weight class. It's only a 0.6 kilo difference of what I compete at regionals.
Yeah, he's coming for you.
I gotta swinging.
You know that line from SpongeBob? Someone put you in a box and float you on the river there, Grandma.
Dylan knows that one. I know that.
That's gonna be me with Nick.
Box floating down the river, Grandma. Yo, I love that reference.
I like the friendly competition we have, Nick.
Yo, your boy's gonna go out there and squat a house.
The young gun versus the old man.
Yeah.
The veteran.
My back hurts.
The problem is Nick's gonna sabotage my training. I know he is.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Oh, week 4, we're gonna load up 405 on bench.
Or you swap my program to start giving him oh hey, you gotta do a 600 squat. RP7 single.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
See me get crumpled like a piece of paper.
I would like to get the comp in by the end of the year, though. This year has been a good year for me as far as like stepping back out there and stuff. And like I said, it's kind of like starting over again, but it's a lot of fun to compete, and I think that's something we got to think about. Is just like being able to do it.
And it feels really good being able to
the peak that I'm doing now because I'm feeling strong.
I mean, it definitely feels good being able to move so much weight and then not having joint pain is awesome. I
don't know about that. I'm always in pain.
Well, that's why you got MSM. I'm always telling you about it. It works really well.
Yeah.
Like you pair it with collagen and creatine.
Nick's just old.
It's like you pair MSM with collagen and creatine, and your joints just. Oh yeah.
Got those dad aches. That's what it is.
That's what it is, bro. I was putting my socks on today, and it took me like 5 minutes.
You gotta get a chair. You gotta do this. You gotta have the chair in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think that's a good spot to end this on.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, boys. So we'll have to do this again soon. Keep this going, and everybody have a good day. Yeah.
Right, and we'll check
Right.
in after. Well, probably check in before that, but yeah, we got Worlds coming up. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, man. Me too.
All right.
All right, boys.
Take care, everybody. All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right.